Alright, welcome back to this session of the video. Now we're going to be solving the questions using your manual. Alright, so this is the manual. So remember, number one, we are going to be working with y prime, and I told you y prime also means derivative, which is the y, the x, or f prime. Okay, alright, so now y equal 12. So remember, there is no x with this y, so we're just working with 12 alone. Now remember, the derivative of any constant, meaning that any number without a variable like x, is always 0. So derivative of 100 is 0. Derivative of any constant at all is 0. Then when you have y equals 12x, you have a variable x with 12. So we're going to be working with x. So y prime, we are going to keep 12. Okay, and then remember, the power of x here is only 1. So we'll bring the power of x to the front of y, of 12 rather, and times it by 12, right? And then remember, the power will minus 1. Okay, this is this power formula or power rule. Now 1 times 12 is 12 back. Okay, then 1 minus 1 is 0. So anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. So that means what we have left is 12 times 1, which is 12. Okay, so that is the derivative of 12x, which is 12. Now for 12x plus 12, already we can see the answer is 12, because 12x will give us 12 when you find the derivative, and 12 will give us 0. So that means we have 12. Alright, so I go to number 2. I'm going to solve a few questions that I think are difficult. Then the rest, when you solve them and you don't get the answers, you can ask us on the group so we can give you the answers. Okay, so you have f of x equals to 20x raised to the power of 9 plus 5x. Alright, now like I said, f of x is still the same thing as y. You can use that here if you wish. First of all, bring out 20. Okay, now you're working with x raised to the power of 9 plus 5x. Okay, alright, now x raised to the power of 9, the power will come to the front of x, that is 9 will come to the front of x, and the same power will minus 1. Okay, and like I said in the previous example, that any value that has x as its variable, when you do the derivative, is that value, because x will turn to 1. Remember, 12x over here turns into 1. So x, derivative of x is always 1. So this gives you just 5. Now what you have here is 20. Here is going to be 9. 9 minus 1 is going to give you 8 for the power, plus 5. Alright, so here you have 20 multiplying the 9. Okay, so you check it in your calculator. That will give you 20 times 9, which is 180. Alright, so the answer is 180. Then x raised to the power of 8, the power, plus 5. This is your final answer. the derivative. Okay, all right, let's check another question. Number B, minus 50x raised to the power of 4 minus 20x raised to the power of 2 plus 4. So f of x is minus 50x raised to the power of 4 minus 20x raised to the power of 2 plus 4. So like we did the other time, we'll move minus 50 outside, working with just x raised to the power of 4. Then moving 20, working with x raised to the power of 2 in brackets plus 4. Alright, so within the brackets, x raised to the power of 4, when you bring 50 outside, the 4 will come to the front of x, then 4 will minus 1, okay, then minus 20, 2 comes to the front of x, 2 minus 1 as well, okay, then 4 will turn to 0 because when you take derivative, it's a constant, which is 0. So here you have minus 50 to 4 raised to the power of 3 minus 20 into 2 raised to the power of 1. Okay, so minus 50 times 4 is minus 200 x raised to the power of 3. So minus 20 times 2 is minus 40. Then x raised to the power of 1 is still x. So this is your derivative. Alright, y prime over here. Okay, now I'm going to pick another question. I think you can solve number C by now. Okay, then for number D, question D, 5 over 9 x raised to the power of 9. Okay, 5 over 9 x raised to the power of 9 plus 3x. Alright, so the same principle applies. You bring out to 5 over 9 and keep it outside while working with x raised to the power of 9 in brackets, and of course 3x outside. Now 5 over 9 is outside. Bring your power down, raise minus 1 from the power plus 3x. Alright, so 5 over 9. So x, now the power of minus, okay, so what you have left is only 8 plus derivative of x, like I said, is 1, so times in 3, leaving just 3. Alright, so now you multiply 5 over 9 times 9 to the power of x or raised to the power of 8 plus 3. So here is easy to see that 9 will cancel out 9, leaving just 5. So you have just 5 raised to the power of 8x, x to the power of 8 plus 3 as your final answer. Okay, same thing applies to all the questions that are there. So let's do number C, and let's do number E. Okay, no, number E is easy. Let's do number F. X raised to the power of 8 over 8, x raised to the power of 6 over 6 plus x raised to the power of 6 over 6 plus x to the power of 4 over 4 minus 2. Alright, so you can see that this whole x raised to the power of 8 over 8 can be written as 1 all over 8, okay, into bracket x raised to the power of 8, right, plus 1 all over 6 bracket x raised to the power of 6 plus 1 all over 4 bracket x raised to the power of 4 minus 2. Alright, so when you find the derivative of x in the brackets now, you can find that your answer becomes 8. This is the power, comes down 8 minus 1 plus 1 over 6. 6 comes down 6 minus 1 plus 1 over 4. 4 comes down 4 minus 1, then minus 2. So what you have 1 over 8. 8 x raised to the power of what? 7 plus 1 over 6 into 6 x raised to the power of what? 5. Then plus 1 over 4. 4 here. X raised to the power of what? 3. Now remember 2 will give you what? 0. Okay. 0. So that is gone. So all you have left is 1 over 8. Now remember 8 will cancel what? 8. 6 will cancel what? 6. 4 will cancel what? 4 when they multiply. So therefore what you have left is just x raised to the power of 7 plus x raised to the power of 5 plus x raised to the power of 3. Alright, let me explain that again. So when you have, from what you have up there, 8 times what? 8 8 x raised to the power of 7, okay, plus 1 over 6. 6 times what? X raised to the power of 5, then plus 1 over 4 times what? X raised to 4 raised to the power of what? 3. Okay, so x 8 cancel 8, 6 cancel 6, 4 cancel 4. So what you have left is just x raised to the power of 7. This is what is left. This is what is left, and this is only what is left. So x raised to the power of 5, x raised to the power of 3. That is your answer for your derivative. Alright, I'll do the last one, number 2. So go to number 3. That is root x upon minus 1 over root x, y equals to root x minus 1 over root x. So the idea is very easy. Remember what the root is. Root means power of what? Half. Okay, so root x is the same thing as minus half. Then also you have the same thing here. Alright, then you can take out this guy upward. X raised to the power of half becomes x raised to the power of minus half. Okay, because when x comes up, the inverse becomes negative. Then you come down, use the same power formula, bring the power for the front, which is 1 over 2, then 1 over 2 minus 1. Okay, for this first part. Okay, then minus, bring the power down, which is 1 over 2. Remember it has a minus, so you have to add the minus as well, with x is the power of minus half minus 1. Okay, this is a lot of fractions here. So half minus 1 is going to give you what? Minus half, right? Minus half. Then minus times minus is plus 1 over 2 x minus half is going to give us minus. Now we're going to use fractions to be sure of our what we did over here. So we'll not just do a guesswork going forward. Now here we're going to be doing 1 over 2 minus 1, okay, which is the same thing as saying the LCM is 2. 2 into is 1. 1 times 1 is 1 minus 2 in 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is what? 2. So this will give us minus 1 over 2. So this should give us minus 1. This should have given us 1. This will give us minus 1 over 2 as the power. Okay, then minus times minus give us, of course, plus. Then for the second power, we are going to use the same thing we did here. This is minus 1 over 2 minus 1 over 1. Then putting 2 down. 2 into is 1. 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. 1 into, this is a minus here, is 2. 2 times minus 1 is still 2 times 1 into is 2. 2 times 1 is 2, right? So that will give us minus 3 over 2. So here should give us 1 over 2 x to the power minus 3 over 2. And that's all. You're basically done. If you wish to go further, you can continue. Say 1 over 2 x. Remember, this means roots, okay? And because there's a negative 1, so that means it has a power over here. So this is 1. This is over 2, right? Plus at the same time also, this means the cube roots, okay, of x, and because of the power there's a 1 on top of it, negative, because of the negative sign here there's a 1 on top of it, so that means this is over 1. Alright, so there you have it as your power. So that will be all for this differentiation. We will leave the rest for you to go home and solve. If there's anyone you don't understand, you can post it on the group so we can get back to you. In our next class, we'll be treating differentiation, so stay tuned for more. We'll be treating integration rather, so stay tuned for more. Thank you very much. On a normal